So, by the way, did you watch Doug DeMuro's video where he's talking about the M3 and the M5 as the cars you need, the M3 and M5 are the cars you need to buy right now because they're going to be $100 grand. Yeah.
I did not watch the video, but every once in a while, people put out videos about an E39 or reinforce the idea that an E30 is really worth having and all that stuff. And yeah, but did he actually say 100 grand?
Yeah, he said they're like these two really nice ones. They're in the 40s now.
Yeah,
and you know, and I was like, okay, but if so an
E39 and then which M5?
No, that was the M5. That was the M5.
Which M3?
It was the same year. It was the same year. So I think it was like the
05 or something.
The 40 something. It was like the 42, the 46 or the 42. I forget what.
E46.
Yep, the E46.
Okay.
So those were the ones he was going on about. So here's the thing, and I don't mean to shit on them.
No.
But so I then said, okay, well, what are the other two European super saloons you could buy from the exact same year? And the two that jumped to mind were
an Alpha.
No, from an 03.
Oh, from the
03.
Okay,
right, was an E-Class Mercedes E55 AMG.
Yeah.
Okay, and just for a laugh, I went Jag XJ Type R.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the Type R with almost identical horsepower, literally identical horsepower, it's just the difference between a V10 and a V8 with a supercharger, is, yes, there's no difference in horsepower. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 different. The Jag you can have with fairly low mileage for 12 grand.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. That doesn't bode well.
Okay. Well, okay, but here's the real kick in the junk and why I would never get that M5.
Okay.
I understand Doug DeMuro's jerking off to it, but
it is.
Here's the real answer. The E-Class Mercedes, the AMG twin turbo V8 model, 480 horsepower versus the BMW M5's 390.
Yeah.
90 horsepower difference.
Right.
And here's the difference.
Right.
When I ran a search, and here's the other reason I don't believe the M5 will ever be worth that.
Yeah.
Is because I found within a 200-mile radius 143 M5s.
Oh, yeah.
Of that year.
Sure.
You know how many AMGs there were? 4.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You want to talk about, if I'm going to spend the big money on a rarefied super saloon, then you know what? I want something that not everybody's going to have and not everyone get their hands on.
Right.
The Mercedes is that.
Exclusivity point is a big point.
More power. Oh yeah, and the other bit is the Mercedes was half the price.
Yeah.
You're in the E-Class Mercedes for $22,000 with 29,000 miles on the clock.
With less than 30?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What's the problem? I don't like. They're like little ghosts or something. Like I don't know.
They just didn't sell as many of them. And they don't have the fan base. They don't have the fan base that BMW has.
Yeah.
The other knock against it is you can't get it with a manual transmission. But I kind of think rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
With 500 horsepower, I don't see myself getting bored of that anytime soon.
Well, you know what it is? The M5, especially that model, right? For the number of years that it ran, it's more of like an icon, right? Yeah. And I think that's really the draw for most of its fans, and myself included, right? Me, myself, and I, and us. A lot of people were willing to put up with the rest of the stuff and go through it. But I don't think it'll ever be $140,000. Even if he was joking,
100 grand. But he was going with 100 grand.
I thought he said it's going to go up by 100 grand.
No, he's saying it's going to be worth 100.
Now, I mean, I don't know if he has that big of a pull in the automotive industry that he can. I'm sure prices shot up a little bit after he made his video, or at least searches probably shot up.
Probably.
Right? But I don't think that's the case.
I know. I got to call bullshit on that one.
That's crazy. I'm really interested. I want to see So what did he say about the M3 that it would also shoot up by what?
Yeah, he was
both
saying
the cars would shoot up by like 100 grand.
Yeah, going to be worth $100,000 each when they're, a couple of 10 years from now. You should swipe one up now, and I'm like,
no.
They weren't that rare, and
I mean, I'll be the first person to point out I'm wrong if that's the case, but it just doesn't seem feasible or logical.
No, I kind of think he's...
The diehard fans will go out there, and like you said, I mean, do a quick search, right?
There's not a shortage of them.
Exactly, right. So it's not like you have that rarity factor where you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I'll spend the extra 20 grand because I need to have this in my garage.
Right. The E30 M3, on the other hand...
Oh, yeah.
They didn't bring a lot of those in.
Correct.
To the country.
Correct.
So you can't just go find one.
Yeah.
And if they
they're in either really bad condition or high mileage, or they've been a track car and you got to work on them a lot.
Right. Or last one is it's perfectly kept, but in which case that the one you want, there's only 5 of those for sale. You know,
and the price range is a little
right.
Those I could see, because like you said, there's a lot of factors at play there that make the car worthwhile investing in, right?
Yep.
Not just buying and beating the shit out of, but actually investing in. But an M5, an E39, man, they're all over the place.
Right. Though, you know, if I'm going to be honest, you know...
Even E60s are all over the place. Yeah. You can pick those up too, so...
Yeah, there's... If I kind of look at it, though, the one that I would be interested in is... like the 70s... 2002 TII BMW.
Yeah.
With...
I love those backs, man. Those thin backs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those look like a wedge of sorts.
Yep.
I love that. In black.
You
gotta be in black.
Oh, see, I like them in like this real 70s pastel colors. And they look good. And then, but what I like is when you find them with the swapped M50 motors.
Oh.
The inline 6s and the inline 4s.
I've seen them before.
Oh,
have you seen any on Bring a Trailer?
Yes. Yeah, there's one on there right now.
Do you happen to know what they were going for? Like, did you see the numbers?
Those usually go for like low 20s. And see, to me, that's exactly what you want.
70, 80 grand on the model?
Yeah, usually, you know, probably like 150,000 on like the actual chassis, and you know, it's a 1970s car. It was an inexpensive car. You know, they were driven.
Yeah.
But I think but see, to me, that's what you really want, because I think honestly, that's a prettier car than the E30. I think the 2002s are way better looking than the.
I think once they realized how well the E30 handled, I think that right there kind of cemented its, you know, quote unquote fame in the.
But you do admit that it's a legit. Even the M series of those cars was, by any standard, a slow car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't a fast car.
No.
It handled well. Of course. But
more importantly, I want to talk about is the commercial for the E39 M5. But I think to date, and people can agree or disagree with me, no problem, I think it is by far the best commercial for a car that BMW has ever put out. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay, good. The Rocket, right? The car?
No.
Phenomenal. In fact, I don't even want to give much away. I'll link it in the comments if they haven't seen it. It is fantastic, you know. And back in the day, I was like, this is why you need an M5. Nice. Very nice.
See, that's a 2002.
Yeah.
Lowered, wide-bodied.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. I've seen that one.
I even like the color, too.
Yeah. No, but see, that's what I'm saying. I like those. Yeah. Yeah, the other issue is, of course, the fact that we have a camera on the outside of the car, and that's not conspicuous, right? That's not going to attract attention. I should probably have lowered it, but we'll see. You know, it's been interesting experimenting on running a camera on the outside of the car.
Yeah, I mean it's held out well on your bed.
That's nice. That is a very nice car.
Not sure I'm a fan of the kidney grills on them, but
the Z8. What was so funny is Clarkson reviewed that thing, said it was horrendous.
As in every possible way, handling, speed, everything.
It's terrible. He said it was absolutely. He said if you want to know what it's like driving this car,
right? And
then he cut to him. He goes, "Let me get in something else," and they showed him driving a dump truck around, and he said, "Yep, this is it. This is exactly what it drives like."
It's let's put the video.
And there's a good chance we might find another dirt road.
Yeah.
Not the next right, but the one after it.
All right.
No.
That's right. All right.
This is actually a pretty interesting bit of road.
This is a really nice road. You should bring the Ford here, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, I think we...
Unfortunately, it's a Sunday, so people are walking on the road.
Yes.
So you have to be a little extra careful. Can't really floor it and go a little crazy, but...
You know what would be good, though?
Case in point with the dogs and all that. Yeah.
A Wednesday afternoon, when nobody's here.
Yeah.
It'd probably be the best time to drive down this.
Right. Sunday is not the best day, for sure. See, I can't imagine those potholes being, you know, in the
normal
area. Yeah, right.
Right, like if you owned $1 million estate off
Which
of this
these
road,
are multi-million-dollar estates.
right? Why in the hell would you like be okay with? You know what it is? It's a private road, or it's just not a main road or anything. But they don't have a sign up that says private road,
No,
so I don't think it is.
They do not. Yeah.
Yep.
That's another thing I have to get used to, sidetrack, is every time my watch goes off or something like that, it's not immediately focusing my attention on it. It's...
See, that's why you need a proper watch. Like, you know, not one of those Apple watches, but you get yourself a nice Autodroma.
Oh,
you know?
What now?
Autodroma?
Never heard of them.
Holy shit, dude. Okay. So, can we go? No, I guess that's closed. Oh, yeah, keep going that way.
I will.
Keep going that
Unless
way.
you want me to turn around.
No.
Okay.
If we go that way, we can actually cross over and just go around the north side of the reservoir.
Nice. Yeah.
And we should be able to just, it should be easy. Let's just follow this. Oh yeah, this is great. Is that a road?
Everybody's walking. Yeah, it is. No, it's an entrance to a
That's
house.
somebody's driveway. Yeah. That's hot. That's boss. But
I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is so Autodroma.
Yeah.
It's a watch.
Droma. D-R.
Auto. A-U-T-R.
Okay.
D-R-O-M-O. Autodroma. And they're based out of Brooklyn.
Okay.
And Williamsburg. I've met the guy who owns the company. He used to be a product designer, and he decided that he wanted to go into business for himself, so he designs watches. But the watches are themed around cars.
Nice. So nice pairing, right?
Yeah. So I have the Autodroma Stradale, which is it's meant to look like the '60s and '70s Italian cars. I bought it because it actually matches the vet. It even matches like the gauge cluster, and the red leather is the same.
Awesome.
But they do a Group B, like rally style themed watch. They've got a bunch of really cool ones, and they're not bad. They're
nice.
They get their movements from Citizen, so you're getting something that's it's a fairly proven kind of motion. Most of them are automatics or manuals. And they are, it's a nice watch. And then they're all assembled in Brooklyn. And the leather comes from a company out in the Midwest.
Nice.